Hi, my name is David Rosenthal, and this is ICM 501 Mods 10 voice thread. Um, the person that I'm talking about today, his name is going to be Steve. Steve is a spectator, and he's the most common type of user. He likes to read blogs, view user-generated content. Basically, he just likes to go to different websites and look around. But doesn't like to share or make a lot of comments. So he's also known as a lurker. Steve's background is that he reads various sports sites and blogs, but he very rarely leaves comments. Steve is a sports writer that works for a small town newspaper, but his aspirations are to write for a larger audience, larger newspaper, or larger sports teams. Steve has a bachelor's and a master's degree in journalism, and in his spare time, he enjoys watching sports and writing not only about sports, but about different topics as well. His demographics, he's a late 20 male with a household income of around $70,000, and he lives on the outskirts of a major metropolitan city. Steve's goals are to find information relating to different sports stories that are going on not only in his town but nationwide. That could include scores, personal stories about different players, biographies, anything related to sports. His secondary goal is to read the thoughts and comments and the ideas of the different people to try to get different angles and different perspective on stories. So when he's reading a story, sometimes when you read a comment, it makes you think of something or a different way to look at the story that he might not have thought of before, and it can be a little helpful. The challenges, fortunately, with the large number of sports sites and blogs that there are nowadays, there's not a lot of trouble for Steve to find and read different sports stories and the comments that come with almost every story. Nowadays, when you read a story, even a box score at the end, there's always a place, leave your comment, and there's usually somebody that has something to say. Which leads to how the community helps. Since Steve is a lurker, he's not leaving a lot of comments. So he definitely depends on that 9% of the community that are light contributors, and even more on the 1% that are the heavy contributors of comments and even articles written on other people's personal blog pages about sports. So without the 1%, without the remaining 10%, basically, Steve wouldn't have a lot of comments to be reading. So luckily for him, there are those people out there. Real quotes from Steve as he's reading. As he's reading comments, he would say something like, "This guy doesn't know anything about basketball," or "I hate when people post comments with incorrect facts," or "Trolls come on this site all the time just to cause problems." A lot of times when people leave comments, the facts are incorrect. They'll make an argument with a certain number, point scored per game, something like that. And when the facts are incorrect, it makes their argument completely invalid. Common objections that Steve has is when he reads a story or an article on a website and he goes to leave a comment, types the comment in, and when he's done and he clicks enter, instead of having the comment be posted, he has to go to a sign up page. So he hates having to go to a sign up page for each website or blog that he wants to post a comment on, especially since he doesn't do it very often. When he does feel like doing it, he doesn't want to sit and fill out a huge form with all this information just to write a 1 or 2 sentence comment. And that is my voice thread for Mod 10. I hope you enjoyed it. I can't wait to read everybody else's. Thanks a lot.